Now, is it possible to be both overweight and have the weight-reducing mental condition anorexia nervosa at the same time? Well, surprisingly, it is, but on two conditions. You put quote marks around the word overweight and you add the word atypical to the mental condition, and hey presto, overweight no longer means overweight and anorexia nervosa isn't anorexia nervosa. But other than that, it's all perfectly scientific. Naturally, this exciting new development was reported in the New York Times, which managed to actually find a patient of this paradoxical combination of ailments. Under the headline, "You don't look anorexic," the Times earnestly describes how Sharon Maxwell, a young woman who only appears quote-unquote overweight, but apparently still suffers from the same dietary obsessions as people who live on boiled lettuce. How Maxwell manages to look instead like a person who eats chocolate cakes between snacks isn't explained. The New York Times author spends thousands of words legitimising Maxwell's condition, delving into the history of eating disorders and quoting experts whose careers rely on women like Maxwell developing neuroses that require long stays in expensive treatment facilities that somehow never cure the condition. The author cites unnamed research that found up to 4.9% of women have this atypical anorexia nervosa, which is more than men. Yeah, hold the front page. But then she says, quote, "For non-binary people, the number jumps to as high as 7.5%, unquote. Well, that makes sense. If you think you can invent a new gender for yourself, then you're not going to have much trouble defining yourself as an overweight anorexic. Maxwell, too, seems a bit confused. She is described as being both ashamed of her body and defiantly unapologetic, which is the definitively woke state of mind these days. That's the benefit of being woke. There will always be a therapist or sociologist who, for a fee, will explain that your inadequacies are not your fault and that you don't need to apologise for being you, even if you are unhealthily overweight. And if you're really, really unapologetic, then the New York Times will come and do a feature story on you.